Dallas, and then I got through Dallas in 8 minutes. I passed O.J. Simpson right through to Hertz County. And then I got here about 12:30, and I couldn't have any more beer because I was riding in the car with my parents and I had to go to bed and was tired. But en route, this whole trip, I wrote a little toast for my big brother. Well, I got to the church this morning, and by the way, I was one of the guys that missed rehearsal. And I walked into that church, and I looked at all you friendly people, and I realized that I'd probably outdone myself. So I immediately took time out and rewrote another one. And the moral of this story is I'm probably going to mess it up. I'm a little nervous because I don't like to talk in front of crowds. But it goes something like this. Bear with me, I happen to have my little note sheet right here. In days of old, Dave was told, airplanes were fun, let's try them. But don't be sad, he's like our dad, so now he's able to fly them. Well, as time passed and Dave had passed his test, he soon there left the nest. And then that job, oh what a beast, he started out west and he wound up in the east. Well, this, I think, must have been fate. Because here it is that he met his mate. And she's bright, and she's beautiful, and she's very sincere. And now we call her family, and Dave calls her dear. All the best. May all your years from now be as wonderful as the 1.5 you've had so far. That's great. You can appreciate it by what she's done here, I think. Mom is just mom, and she is as happy in the world when we're happy. And this woman comes out here and she puts on quite a show. And 8 months ago, I got married, and we had a similar situation. And then about 2 years ago, we had a similar situation with my younger brother. And it's fun to watch this lady go to absolute massive extremes to make us happy. And I want everybody to know that. We love you, Mom. I'd like to say one more thing.
Woman always makes the rules. Number 2, the rules are subject to change at any time without prior notification. No man can possibly know all the rules. Number 4, if the woman suspects the man knows all the rules, she must immediately change some or all of the rules. Number 5, the woman is never wrong. Number 6, if the woman is wrong, it's because of a flagrant misunderstanding which was a direct result of something the man did. Number 7, if Rule 6 applies, the man must apologize immediately for causing the misunderstanding. Number 8, the woman can change her mind at any given point in time. Number 9, the man must never change his mind without express written consent of the woman. Number 10, the woman has every right to be angry or upset at any time. Number 11, the man must remain calm at all times unless the woman wants him to be angry or upset. Number 12, the woman must under no circumstances let the man know whether she wants him to be angry. Number 13, any attempt to document these rules could result in bodily harm. Number 14, if the woman has PMS, all rules are null and void. And 15, no man can diagnose PMS. There you go, no rules. All right, well done. Thank you.
Spring, we were having a Gonzalo and Teresa and Dave and I were having a secret meeting in the den. And we were kind of tossing around some of these things we're going to do tonight. And we were talking, getting slides and things. And when we walked out of the den, we were talking, Teresa and I were joking around, you know, to kind of throw the kids off that they didn't know that we were doing anything fun or secretive. So she said, remember, I want the fattest cow from you for my daughter's dowry. And we thought we were really pulling the wool over these kids' eyes. Anyway, I would like to present the dowry. Yes.
Show everyone.
The dowry. The dowry.
Well, let's move around.
Are you sure it's the fattest one?
It's still pictures, not movies. Baby.
Who is that, Padre?
Yes. This is their home in Buell, in Idaho. She grew up in a real beautiful little home right here, and that's where this lady grew up.
Right.
We knew the Teresa.
Davy up full of air. The baby on the left happens to be mine, who is normal. Very close to their very first steps.
All right. That's great.
It is. I don't know which is which. I don't have any idea. When he was in the desert atmosphere, he was kind of entering his Muslim period. This is Cristina and no mirror. That's Maria, of course. Or maybe it's Cristina. Davey, later on in life, Flores decided he was a little bit overweight, and so to compensate for this, he spent and learned how early in his life to store food in his cheeks. Someday you can grow up and look just like me. This was when Davy switched from being a Muslim to a Buddhist. Zen meditation right there, possibly. And of course, Christina's growing up to be a beautiful young girl, as long as she doesn't smile. To tell you the truth, I thought about a caption for this next one. I couldn't come up with anything. I just say, wow. This one I call, David, come on down. There's no food up there. This one I like to call, double wow.
Yeah. All right. That's beautiful.
That's a beautiful lady.
Yeah.
And the next one I call David saying, did you guys see what I just saw? That's what he decided right there. But anyway, Dave finally became an outdoorsman. He joined the great outdoors. outdoors that Idaho has to offer is on a backpacking trip that Davey's dad and I went on years ago up in the primitive area of Idaho. We went on many of them.
That's great.
Cristina grew up to be a graceful and beautiful young woman. And Dave just kind of grew up. Cristina was artistic, sensitive, and David finally became a Christian. Cristina graduating from college, now works at this fine company. David graduating from college, looks like a mugshot. And he promptly went out and used his education to operate power tools. Actually, Dave fell in love with airplanes, as we all know. And now, happens to be working in this building in Raleigh in his job that he's had for quite some time. This is where the vows will be taken tomorrow. And this beautiful little home is where they're going to be living soon. Now, that isn't a 𝒶𝓾𝒾𝓃 place I never saw. Anyway, that's all we have. Thank you.
I think appropriate to open it up to the field if anyone would like to have some words to say about either one or both of our bride and groom. Anyone have anything to say?
You down a little trip down memory lane. Starting with 9th grade algebra class with Mrs. Peschel. Oh, God. And moving on to just wonderful Broadway productions at Millbrook High School. And music with Mrs. Morley, including endless renditions of Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. and on to misadventures with the Catholic Youth Organization. And then senior proms with guys that we never wanted to go with. And on to Carolina State and summer adventures in Rome. And finally, we went on to launch careers and now families in many different parts of the country. And though we may always be far apart from each other, I'd like to toast to very good friends who will always be close at heart.
Not only those of us that are here, but a few of them that aren't, specifically aunts and uncles on the Kerr side that I'm referring to. Dick and Susie, and Mike and Jane, and then all the Mendiolas also. Hopefully a lot of you will be meeting them in Idaho. Particularly also someone who isn't here that I know that wanted to be here very much, Grandma Lois, Grandpa Perry, who expressed the desire to be able to dance Christina's wedding. Along with this toast also, I wanted to kind of relate back to you, this is specifically just from the uncles. One of the things that David has always epitomized is the unbridled enthusiasm that he has toward everything. Flying planes, renovating DeSoto's and everything else, but really his greetings. And as an uncle, you learn to appreciate this from a very little guy. When you walk in the door, his eyes would light up, as you can see, Davies can only light up. Get that wide grin, drop his head down and hit you absolutely full steam, full throttle ahead. And it's the one trait we'd like to thank you very much, Davey, for outgrowing.
I understand that there's some really birthdays and anniversaries and special events around this time, and I thank you for letting us share this with you. And may you all have as well-filled and a substantial, neat friendship in your relationship as man and wife, as my husband and I have had. And may you have many, many, many years. Thank you for...
Yeah, thank you.
Justin that Justin, he's not the chauffeur. He's her boyfriend. But he insisted on maybe let's go serve him. Maybe he'll leave early. But, you know, eventually, and still, she's his favorite person. He's always talking about her. He's gonna be the ring bearer tomorrow, so that when the minister asks if anyone objects to this, I'm gonna cover my ears.
Just a few words. On behalf of my parents and my sister Maria, and certainly myself, I just want to say we're very happy to have David join our family, and the rest of the Pierce clan as well. She did very well.
Having watched Dave grow up, as my neighbor, and the oldest nephew, my oldest offspring, let's say, we have enjoyed all the people that my nephews have brought into our family, and we welcome Cristina with everybody, and we're glad to have you here.
Thank you. Anyone else?
On behalf of the Infantes, the Estradas, and all the
Latin American Association.
who love you so much here, and the wonderful family, we wish you the very best. To you, Cristina, to you, David, we love you.
Thank you.
I'd like to say something. I think it's really wonderful that you all have come to be here, because Dave and I feel very strongly each about our families and about the friends that have come here. We both have been very lucky in that we have very good and strong, close relationships with people as wonderful as yourselves. And I think in particularly, I would like to thank Tricia and Ralph and Mimi, who came from Atlanta, and the Halls, who came from Florida, Ted, who I was in law school with and came from San Antonio, Texas, Wendy, who came from Alabama, and Loretta, who came from San Francisco, Mike and Kathy, who came also from San Francisco, and all of you who come, my uncle, Mike 𝒶𝓿𝒂 who came from Argentina, hola. He brings the frequent flyer mileage award. He was planning a vacation in Europe and decided to sort of waylay through the United States. Really appreciate it. Appreciate that y'all have made the effort to be with us, because it wouldn't have been the same without you. Fernandez from Atlanta, Lourdes from wherever you were last time I talked to you. And Bob. And Jeff and Maria. And everybody here.
Anyone else like to say anything?
In the many years that I have known Cristina, I go from the day she was born, I have never seen her as happy as she is now since she met David. So I wish them a lot of happiness, many, many, many years together.
Thank you. We were growing up, David, just because the source of trauma that he was most of the time, was also probably the source that bound the Pierce family together, probably tighter than any other thing in the family at the time. And ever since then, we've been very protective of David and very concerned that somebody somewhere would take advantage of that absolutely innocent, good-natured person. And we thank the good Lord above that he found somebody like Cristina to take care of him for the rest of his life. And we can all rest easy.
About 4 years ago, I showed up in California at a payphone, and called Dave's house and came by for dinner and stayed for about a month. Found a job. Dave was nice enough to put me up. And I really didn't feel too bad because I used to be right around in airplanes with Dave, and we went from Boise to Bozeman, Montana in the middle of November, and I don't know if any of you have ever been, for the people who live out here and you've never been back there, but storms come through and snow comes down and the sky falls close to the mountains and the mountains come up to the sky. And Dave and I were dumb enough to be in a little airplane bouncing over a little ridge, and we ended up making it okay. But I remember riding back from Bozeman in the Ford LTD, which was a lot more comfortable than Dave bouncing around. And now I'm glad that he got a lot better looking co-pilot, and someone will take better care of him and keep him out of those kind of situations.
About Gonzalo and Teresa. We have met them for many, many years, and we have been going from one place to another, and we have known the odyssey when they left Cuba, to Argentina, to Spain, and all those places, and the way they have managed to raise their children. And we are very proud in Raleigh to know that they have raised these children in the most beautiful way. And I'm also very pleased tonight to learn that they have met, another people who are just like them. And I'm sure that these two families blend together beautifully. And I'm very happy. And I'm sure that you all are happy to know that these two young people will make a new life and will be very happy because of the way their parents have raised them. And we'd just like to toast Gonzalo, Teresa, and David's parents. Thank you.